But the second was Sleep Paralysis, and that's not the unreleased Juice World song, Sleep Paralysis again. Oh my goodness, what a great song. But maybe you've experienced sleep paralysis. I haven't, but people talk about sleep paralysis like this, and when we look into it, this is what we get. So people wake up in the middle of the night, or they wake up in the middle of their sleep, it doesn't have to be in the night, and they can't move. And oftentimes they'll see some sort of creature, usually they describe it as a demon, in the room. If you look up artistic renditions of sleep paralysis, so if you go to Google and look up like sleep paralysis pictures, you'll see like paintings of someone asleep that kind of looks scared and they can't move, and then in the corner of the room there's like this demon or something. And so that's what sleep paralysis will usually look like. That's what it will be interpreted as artistically. And so this is, generally speaking, for most people, pretty terrifying. It's scary enough to wake up and not be able to move your body, and even scarier if there's a monster in your room if you can't move. And this is a well-documented thing. It's not super uncommon. It happens to people more often than you think. I don't think there's any conclusive research on it, but I would guess that here, this is, from my 5 billion effing hours of experience in the sleep field, this is what my guess would be. So during REM sleep, you lose muscle tone, and what that means is that your muscles stop working. You can't move, and the reason that your body will do this is so that you don't act your dreams out, because during REM sleep, your dreams are the most vivid, right? And so you don't want to start going around, if you're having a dream about being a ninja, you don't want to go around like slicing things and slapping things and hitting your spouse in the face when you're dreaming. And so obviously this can mess up sometimes, and that's where sleepwalking can come from. But in this case, it doesn't. And so your muscle tone goes away. And then maybe it's possible that during this REM sleep, you get woken up by something. And REM is the lightest stage of sleep, so it's not too crazy to think that you'd wake up during REM sleep. However, maybe you wake up in the middle of REM sleep instead of at the peak of REM sleep, which is a lot of us do wake up in the middle of the night during REM sleep, and it's normal. Usually you don't remember it. Sometimes maybe you remember it. But anyways, so you wake up during REM sleep and you still have no muscle tone. Like your body still hasn't like gotten back the power to move its muscles, and that's why you're paralyzed. That's why you can't move. And then what about the demon part? Well, so during REM sleep, like we said, that's where your brain dreams. And so when you're dreaming, you're more or less hallucinating. And so for the demon that's in your room, it's probably the fear that you feel being combined with your senses quite literally hallucinating. And so what's happening in simple terms is you're dreaming with your eyes open. And so that's what you see the demon in the room for. It's just a combination of your fear and the fact that your senses are just making these things up. That's how dreams will be working, right? And so that's what I would say that causes the sleep paralysis thing.